Chief Engineer Zexthol's 4 eyes blinked in rapid succession as he stared at the impossible sight before him. The human delegation had just walked into the Altarian Council chambers carrying what appeared to be a perfectly functional warp drive core. His warp drive core, humming with energy and displaying readouts that shouldn't exist. Impossible, he whispered in his native tongue, his translator picking up the word and broadcasting it to the stunned assembly. 3 days ago, the Altarian High Command had made what they believed was a brilliant strategic decision. These newcomer humans had been pestering the galaxy's established civilizations for warp technology for months, offering everything from cultural exchanges to raw materials. The Altarians, recognizing an opportunity, had agreed to a limited technology transfer. They gave the humans a single warp drive unit, but not before Zexthol had personally supervised the removal of every critical component. The quantum flux regulators, the dimensional stabilizers, the exotic matter containment system, all removed and hidden in the most secure vault on Altair Prime. What they handed over was essentially an empty shell with some basic structural components. The plan was simple. Let the humans study the outer framework, then charge them astronomical fees for each missing piece. It would keep them dependent on Altarian technology for decades while generating massive profits. Captain Maria Santos stepped forward, her team of engineers wheeling the reconstructed device on a hovering platform. "We'd like to thank the Altarian people for this generous gift," she said, her tone professional but with an unmistakable hint of amusement. But how?" Zexthol sputtered, abandoning his seat and approaching the device. His scanner confirmed what his eyes refused to believe. This wasn't just functional, it was improved. The energy readings were 15% higher than his original design. Dr. James Mackenzie, the lead human engineer, grinned. "Well, we noticed you'd removed some components. We figured you were just being cautious, sharing advanced tech with a new species and all. So we took it upon ourselves to fill in the gaps." Fill in the gaps. Zexthol's voice rose to a pitch that made several species wince. "Those are the most sophisticated pieces of technology in our arsenal. Components that took us 3 centuries to develop." "Oh, those?" Mackenzie said casually, pulling out a datapad. "Yeah, we reverse-engineered the quantum signatures from the mounting brackets and extrapolated the necessary specifications. Took our team about 18 hours to figure out what was missing, then another 36 hours to manufacture replacements." The Calorian ambassador leaned forward, his crystalline features reflecting his shock. "You reverse-engineered millennium-old technology for mounting brackets?" "Actually, we improved it," added Dr. Lisa Park, another human engineer. "Your exotic matter containment system was pretty inefficient. We swapped it out for a dark matter compression matrix. Much more stable, and it gives you better fuel economy." Zexthol felt his world crumbling. "Dark matter compression? That's theoretical. Our best scientists said it would take another 500 years to develop." Captain Santos shrugged. "Our physics team back on Earth had some free time. They've been working on it as a side project. Turns out your warp drive gave them the missing piece they needed." The chamber erupted in panicked whispers. If humans could reverse engineer and improve their most guarded technology in less than 3 days, what did that mean for galactic power structures? "We also took the liberty of optimizing your power distribution network," Dr. Mackenzie continued, seemingly oblivious to the chaos he was causing. "And we fixed that resonance issue in your dimensional stabilizers. That must have been causing some uncomfortable vibrations during transit." Zexthol stared at readouts that showed 0 resonance fluctuation. His people had lived with that minor inconvenience for generations, accepting it as an inevitable part of warp travel. "Ow," he managed to croak. "Pattern recognition mostly," Dr. Park replied cheerfully. "Plus a lot of coffee and 3 all-nighters. Oh, and we 3D printed you a spare parts kit, just in case." She handed him a container filled with components that looked more advanced than anything in Altarian storage. The Galactic Trade Council's representative stood slowly, his ancient voice carrying across the chamber. Perhaps we should discuss humanity's application for advanced civilization status. Captain Santos smiled. We'd appreciate that. Oh, and Zexthal, thanks for the inspiration. Our teams are already working on some modifications for interstellar travel. We think we can get this thing to cross galaxies. As the human delegation departed, leaving behind a device that had just revolutionized everything the galaxy thought it knew about warp technology, Zexthal slumped into his chair. Note to High Command.